HiyaHiya Knitters. In this week's product spotlight, I am just showing you a small selection of the fixed circulars that HiyaHiya Europe has to offer. Now, when most people think HiyaHiya, they think of our amazing interchangeable range and our extra sharp needles. But for a lot of people who aren't so confident going straight into interchangeable needles, you can get all the benefits of using HiyaHiya tips with less of the faff of interchangeable needles by using our fixed circulars. Now here I have got a bamboo circular needle with a 60-inch cable and 4mm tips. This one is a 6mm stainless steel needle on a 20-inch cable, and this one is a 2mm stainless steel sharp needle on a 60-inch cable. One thing you may notice is our bamboo one does have the green cables, and this is typical of most HiyaHiya cables being green or blue, but some of our fixed circulars will occasionally come in this clear plastic cable. Now, we are not sure why, this is a decision of the manufacturer, but just in case you do ever get any fixed cables and they are not the typical blue or green, you are lucky enough to get one of our clear cables. A little bit rare these days, but you will occasionally find them. So starting off with the bamboo ones, this is the signature HiyaHiya bamboo tip, the same flawless connection between the needle and the adapter at the end, and a super smooth transition through to the cable here. So this means there's minimum snagging on your needles, your knitting glides effortlessly across them. And the brilliance is we have a full range of fixed circulars, starting from smaller cables, smaller than this, all the way up to your 60-inch cables. So if you're working on extra large blankets or shawls or things like that, these are perfect, and I have used them before for a couple of scarves and projects. Now if you look at our steel ones, as it is all stainless steel, we don't have the connection here that you would on bamboo for that transition. But it is all one piece, all effortlessly through to the cable. Once again, no snags. It is super smooth to work with, and our stainless steel tips are just light. Like, I cannot explain how light and effortless these are to work with. Super smooth, super easy. And then the last ones here are our sharp fixed circulars, which once again have that same super smooth line just straight into that cable there. So no snags, super easy to use and super light, but they have HiyaHiya's famous super sharp tip. So thimbles at the ready when using these, just in case you're not used to them, but if you're working magic loop on socks especially, these are perfect with those finer weight yarns. So yeah, these are the ones I've currently got on me. We have a much broader selection online, which I will link below for you. But there are also smaller sizes, so we do a smaller size in this one, which is brilliant for sock knitting. Just knitting one sock at a time, in the round, constantly, it's amazing. But then like I said, these long cables, you may remember, so around this time last year, I did make a scarf very similar to this one, which was the 80-degree scarf by Wendy Leasy. I'll try and pop that up in the corner for you to link to. And I did make that one on our interchangeable needles and changed the tips as it grew. But then this became a go-to scarf. I've made a few for other people, but this one was for me. And because you start with a small cast on, start with the corner and it grows in a triangular shape, I use fixed circulars, and obviously not in this tip size, but I started at a small tip size, and then once it got big enough, I transferred to the large ones, which made it super easy to work with. So that is something you could potentially make with them. And the other thing I mentioned before, this is a hat I made. This was with a 20-inch fixed circular, I believe in a 2.5mm tip. It was a very long time ago I made this, so I can't remember off by heart, but it was just a simple little beanie cap. which has worked its wonders in winter. Shout out to Noodle Soup Yarns as ever. This gorgeous death metal glitter, technically sock yarn, but I had to use it for other things too. So this is something you can make with thick circulars. I have also made a hat in the past. It was a chunkier hat, so you would need a bigger thick circular than, say, that. I will link that for you up top. See if you like that pattern. And then something else I have made with thick circulars. It was originally just going to be a simple scarf, and it's just garter stitch. I can't remember how many I cast on. I cast on about that many, and I just used, I think it was a 30-inch thick circular. It was a bamboo 30-inch, and I believe I used 5mm tips. And I started getting further and further and realised I'm going to make a snood. So this has also had its wear during the winter months. It's come in really handy. Excuse my messy makeup there. But this, I haven't done a pattern or a video on it because it is simply I cast on almost 2 foot of stitches and did garter stitch as long as I needed, kept trying it around my head, and then it's a perfect scarf slash hoodie. But it's super thick and warm, so it does the job well. So those are just some examples of some of the amazing things you can make with HiyaHiya thick circulars. We do have many more on the website, so please go have a look over there and see if there are any you like. If you are interested in buying a set of these for your own personal use, there will be a link to our official HiyaHiya Europe stockers below, and one of them will be able to help you out. If you want to become an official HiyaHiya Europe retailer, there will also be a link to registration below. So yeah, what do you tend to make with thick circulars? Are these your go-to, or are they something you're not sure about using? Let me know below. Give me a like if you like this. And until next week, happy knitting!